Two overnight fires on opposite sides of the city keep San Antonio firefighters busy. We'll take you to both scenes for the latest on what investigators say happened.
And new details in a tragic incident that happened at a Florida amusement park. Officials think they know how a 14-year-old fell to his death during his ride on a free-fall drop tower. Those details in your morning headlines.
Plus, we'll talk with the Fiesta Commission as we count down the days to Fiesta 2022.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday, March 29th.
Thanks for joining us. The temperatures are pretty comfortable, but that fire danger remains high.
Very high. Any chance of rain in the near future? Let's go outside with live cam. We had some clouds around this morning, and guess what? They are still there.
Still there. They're going to stick around for a while. So we're going to see sort of a cloudy day, humid day, and that really does help with the fire danger. What does not help are these gusty winds. Like yesterday, it's going to be humid but breezy, and we could see some gusts up to 35. So let's look at what to expect today. As you head out the door this morning, it stays cloudy. Gusts at 35 miles per hour, as we mentioned, but these winds are out of the south and southeast. As we get into tonight, a broken line of showers and storms. Don't get too excited about this because we are not expecting much rain. It'll move through pretty quickly, and then behind it, we get gusty west winds. These are winds that draw in dry air. We could see gusts tomorrow up to 35. So, as you might imagine, there is a high fire danger on your Wednesday. Not something we want to see, especially considering our current situation. We do have wind advisories in effect today until 4 a.m. tomorrow. As I said, gusts at 35 possible. This does include San Antonio, but look, in general, it's just going to be windy across the entire area today, tonight, and into tomorrow. Here's a look at the current wind gusts. We're gusting to 23 here in San Antonio, gusting to 25 in the Braunfels, and those winds will only pick up. We'll see what that does to our pollen count. Oak is up there today, a little lower than yesterday, but still high at 990. Molds are moderate. Hackberry, mulberry, ash, all there in the forecast. Here's what we're thinking. As far as temperatures go, and it really is going to be dependent on when these clouds move out. I do think we see a little bit of sun this afternoon, so we'll take it up to 75 by noontime, and then up to 85 for your high temperature today. Again, mostly cloudy this afternoon, a lot more sun coming up tomorrow. We'll talk all about the timing of those rain chances, and we'll look ahead to some more rain chances down the line. That's coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, thank you, Justin. A quick look at the roads with TransSky. You can see a little bit of buildup there at I-37 at Houston, but things are moving.
New late-breaking details. What used to be a building on the east side is nothing but ash after catching fire a little before 6 this morning.
Sarah Costa is on Hackberry Street near Omaha Street and tells us a gas line may have made things a little more difficult for firefighters.
Now that the sun is up, you can really see the damage that the fire did to this home, or what's left of it. You see that it's just completely collapsed. We're here on South Hackberry and Omaha, and that flame's still going. Now that flame, we did get it confirmed from San Antonio firefighters that flame is being fueled by a gas line. So I want you to take a look over to the street. What you see is CPS Energy crews digging into the street, and that is why that gas line has not been turned off yet. They weren't able just to turn it off. They have to dig into the street to be able to turn off that gas line. That's why fire crews are still here a couple hours after this fire started, just keeping an eye on that flame to make sure it doesn't continue to spread anymore. Now, what firefighters did confirm with me this morning is that they got the call around 5:30 this morning. Out here, the home was completely taken over by flames at that time. It did spread to the house next door. Now, both homes, they say no one was home at both homes. Both appear to be vacant and under some kind of construction or renovations at this time. And fire crews say this is one of a handful of fires that have happened the last month. Arson has arrived on scene. They're going to be just investigating this fire, but firefighters did say they are not ruling out an arsonist for this fire or those other fires that have happened earlier this month. From the east side, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
And 2 fires in one night have left this Windcrest home in ruins. The original fire broke out after midnight, then it flared up again a few hours later.
Katrina Weber has that story from the 200 block of Driftwind and tells us one firefighter did have to go to the hospital.
From what we were told, that firefighter was taken to the hospital to be checked for a sprained ankle. The chief told us that he accidentally stepped off the curb there incorrectly and twisted it. No one else was hurt as a result of the fire, but it did cause quite a bit of damage, as you can see, to this home here in the 200 block of Driftwind. Now, at least that happened the second time around. The original fire broke out before 12:30 this morning. Windcrest firefighters knocked it down quickly. At that time, it had damaged only a couple of rooms. 2 men managed to escape safely. A few hours later, though, an arson investigator noticed the fire was flaring up again and called fire crews back here. This time, the wind carried the flames throughout the home, which was already opened up due to the first fire. The investigators are still here trying to find the cause of that fire. The firefighter who did sprain his ankle is expected to be okay. And again, so far, no word on the cause of the fire. Reporting from Windcrest, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
And here is today's 9 at 9. The president of Turkey is calling for a ceasefire as the Russian and Ukrainian delegations resume their peace talks this morning. Meanwhile, UN officials are considering a humanitarian ceasefire in Ukraine, echoing Ukraine's calls. The Kremlin says there have been no breakthroughs in talks thus far, but a Russian spokesperson says the in-person meetings could be the start of stronger talks, eventually leading to a meeting between Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky.
New data from the Texas Health and Human Services Department shows flu cases are on the rise in parts of Texas. The state reports the risk of contracting the flu is moderate. One school in the Houston area had to shut down last week due to an outbreak in children under the age of 10. Health officials say the uptick in cases is odd because it's not flu season. They blame the easing of COVID protection measures such as mask wearing and social distancing.
Congressman Don Young, the longest-serving Republican in House of Representatives history, will lie in state at the U.S. Capitol today. Young was elected to the House for the first time in 1973 and represented the state of Alaska up until his death earlier this month. Officials say he lost consciousness on a flight back home to Alaska, dying before the plane could land. The official cause of death has not been released. Representative Don Young was 88 years old.
A major highway in Pennsylvania will be shut down for most of the day as crews clear out a major pileup involving more than 50 cars. A snowstorm is being blamed for the fiery collision. At least 3 people were killed. But officials are warning that number could increase as they clear vehicles from the scene. At least 20 others were rushed to area hospitals.
Congressional hearings on next year's federal budget are taking off. A House committee is scheduled to look over President Joe Biden's plan today. Biden wants more money for NASA exploration, money to combat the opioid epidemic, and money to fight COVID-19. To pay for it all, Biden wants to restore some corporate taxes Republicans chopped in 2017.
Apple may be pulling back on production of things like iPhones and AirPods. The world's largest financial newspaper, Nikkei, says Apple is seeing lower demand due to inflation and the war in Ukraine. Planned production for the iPhone SE is cut by about 20%.
Walmart plans to stop selling tobacco products at some of its stores in the U.S. The company did not say how many stores will stop stocking the product or where exactly. According to the Wall Street Journal, the stores will replace cigarettes with other products like food or candy and more self-checkout registers.
Google has announced an emergency update for its billions of Chrome users, but it could take several days to roll out. Google first announced a dangerous vulnerability in its Chrome browser last week. It's already known to hackers, but the company has yet to fix the issue. Microsoft confirmed the same hole exists in its Edge browser.
Whether it was the slap or the actual awards, more people watched the Oscars this year. Early Nielsen results indicate over 15 million viewers tuned in to the live awards show. That's a 56% increase from last year, which was the lowest rated Oscars show ever. This year was merely the second lowest. And that's today's 9 at 9.
And in your morning headlines, Will Smith posts an apology and good news about the Dos Goat fire.
New information concerning that teen who fell from an amusement park ride and a bicyclist probably alive because of a car crash. David Sears is here with more on those stories.
Strange incident. So if you haven't seen it, we'll have it for you in just a second. But first, let's start with this. It happened late last night. Actor Will Smith apologizing directly to comedian Chris Rock for walking up and slapping him in the middle of the worldwide broadcast of the Oscars Sunday night. Smith sent out the apology on Instagram, saying in part, "My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable." He went on to say that Rock's joke about his wife, who is bald because of a medical condition, was too much to bear, and he got emotional. More of his quote said, "I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be." About 45 minutes after Smith slapped Rock, he won the Best Actor award. The Academy said yesterday they have started a formal review. Good news concerning that fire in Medina County. The latest information indicated that the Dos Goat fire is just about 100% contained. The ground is charred. Fire crews keeping a close eye on hot spots throughout the 1,000 acres that have burned. They used bulldozers to create fire lines along with aircraft to drop water and flame retardant. And they used determined firefighters to get it under control after a 4-day battle.
So when we've got to the point where we feel this section of line is secure and the fire is not going to escape because we've done that work, we call it contained.
3 houses were lost to the fire in the neighborhood of 50 homes. Most of the folks in the neighborhood who lost power got it back last night, except for a few residents. And people living in that neighborhood who were forced to leave should be able to return today to get a closer look at the damage and whether or not their home was partially or completely spared. The investigation into the death of a 14-year-old who fell from an amusement park ride continues, and the focus has turned to the size of the teenager. The question is, should he have been on the ride given his size? His dad says his son Tyree was 6'5" and weighed 340 pounds. According to records, the teen was too large for that ride. The ride's manual says the maximum weight for a rider is 287 pounds. It says visitors should not be allowed on the ride if they don't fit in the contours of the seat, and the bracket has to fit properly. Still, no public response from the park or the ride operator on the weight limit, and the investigation continues. California intersection, bike rider, car. See the bike rider going across in just a second, and 2 cars right there crashing right into that front yard. Biker barely escaped. So you get the feel. Here it is again in regular speed. Well, here it is in slow motion for you. Saw it in regular speed. You can see the bicyclist barely escapes. This happened in San Jose. The silver vehicle actually had the green light. The blue Porsche and the bike rider going opposite directions, but both ran the red light. The guy on the bike escaped. The 2 vehicles took out a fence and ended up in a guy's front yard. The guy driving the Porsche SUV was being pursued by police because he carjacked that Porsche.
This video and this story hopefully is something that will open the eyes to the public and let them see and understand that we have to follow those rules of the roadway. We have to pay attention. We can't be distracted. We can't be speeding because it can cost somebody their life.
You can see it again. That bicyclist barely escapes. Fortunately, it looked like everyone survived. But if it weren't for the crash, the guy on the bike would have probably been hit by the driver of the silver car. And that could have been disaster. As fast as that silver car was going through that green lights, could have killed that bicyclist.
Well, notice he just keeps on pedaling. He's I'm out of here.
Something happened back there, but I'm not sure what it was. But
wow,
that
was
was
amazing, isn't it? That's
too close for comfort.
You call that luck, right place, right time, something.
No doubt about that.
Got away.
But anyway, and they got the guy with the SUV. He ended up in somebody's front yard, but still got him.
Yes.
Thank you, David. Right now, 9/11, about 69 degrees. Still ahead on GMSA at 9.
And the incident at the Oscars bringing new light to a common hair disease in our next half hour. A closer look at how alopecia and how it affects so many women.
But first, Max Massey has a live interview with the president-elect of the Fiesta of San Antonio Fiesta Commission ahead of the kickoff for Fiesta 2022. Viva Fiesta! We, of course, are just days away from the start of the big old party here in San Antonio. And after 2 years of the pandemic, we are back in full force this year.
That's right. And as the final preparations are underway, Max Massey joins us live. And Max, what can we expect?
Good morning, guys. We can expect the excitement, all of the parties. And I got to say, a little bit of irony or coincidence, because 2 years ago, I was there live for our noon show, listening to the mayor, listening to the Fiesta Commission when they announced that COVID shut down Fiesta. But here we are 2 years later, 2 days away, and we are excited. We are ready to go. Expect back to normal. Joined here with John from the Fiesta Commission. So, John, what has preparations looked like getting ready for this year?
Oh, preparation has been fast and furious. We have about 100 different organizations that have a total of 75,000 volunteers, and everybody is geared up. Everybody's getting ready. Final preparations being made. All the food's being ordered in. maybe a little beer, you never know. And it's going to be absolutely great.
I got to talk about one of the big parade routes. Big change this year. Can you explain what the change is and why that happened?
Yeah, the normal parade route goes down Broadway, and everybody loves going down Broadway. It's wide. People have sat in their seats for years and years, but it's under construction in 2 different places. And it's pretty tough to get a float to go through construction barricades. So we don't think we'll get back there next year, but we're certainly hoping the year after to return to Broadway.
That makes sense. I know a lot of families have their designated seats on Broadway ready for the parade. So I'm glad that they know that it's going to be back to normal. Speaking of back to normal, this is a party with a purpose. Can you explain what it means for our local charities and local nonprofits?
Yeah, all of our organizations that participate, we call them participating member organizations, are 501c3 nonprofits. Most of them get the majority of their annual money during Fiesta. These events are money-raising events for their budget for all year long. So we've had a couple of years of 1 year canceled, 1 year very minimal. They were really struggling for a couple of years, and they're as excited as anybody to be back and see the crowds and get things going back to normal.
Speaking of crowds and excitement, what does this mean for our local economy? What does this mean for the Alamo City?
Yeah, the economic impact of Fiesta is about $340 million. That is more than the Kentucky Derby, more than the Indianapolis 500. It's certainly a top 10 national event, and it is a huge deal for San Antonio and all of our nonprofits. So everybody's geared up for it.
It is so exciting. We are back. We are back to normal. We are ready to Fiesta. So I got to ask, big question of the day, big question of the week. What should people expect?
People should expect things going back to normal. There have been a few changes, like the Conservation Society is using cashless wristbands and that sort of stuff. So the one nice thing about, if there is a nice thing about the pandemic, is it's caused people to rethink a little bit the way they do some of these things and make it easier and more streamlined. But they should expect things to be 100% and everything wonderful.
All right. John with the Fiesta Commission, thank you so much for your time. If anyone has any questions about the events, the schedules, about any of the Fiesta activities, we have all those answers. Just head to KSAT.com. Mark, Stephanie, you guys ready?
Yes.
We are more than ready.
Yes, we've been ready, and it's starting officially this Thursday, not too far away. Thank you, Max.
Thank you, Max. John Meyer, President-elect of the Fiesta Commission. Yeah. Is it this Friday? We're 1 week away
from the Battle of
Flowers.
Yes.
Yes, patiently waiting or impatiently waiting.
Impatiently waiting, yeah. But it got here. Thank goodness.
I'm excited about Fiesta this year. I was thinking yesterday, I'm really excited about Fiesta in 2024 because April 8th, 2024, we get the total solar eclipse right during Fiesta.
Wow, okay.
I don't know. Those two things coinciding. It's all.
You already checked the Fiesta schedule for 2024?
Well, I mean, I don't know if Fiesta will be taking. Usually it's around that time, right? So
yeah,
something to think.
That would be an amazing coincidence that it happened right at that same time.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
What's that Fiesta medal look like, right?
Right. We got to start thinking about that now.
True.
One thing we got to think about today too is the gusty winds. We're getting winds gusting probably around 25 miles per hour right now. And as we go throughout the course of today, gusts are going to be up there around 30 miles per hour or so. So this is where we have concerns again. Now, like yesterday, we have enough moisture in place where I think the fire threat isn't too high today, but we are going to have to watch out west with these winds picking up. This is around 6 o'clock. Still seeing some gusts 25, close to 30. I think winds are actually strongest overnight tonight. This is 10 o'clock. Starting to see some gusts close to 40 miles per hour in a few spots. Not out of the question. And so if you're rolling out your trash can tonight, know that it may blow down the street. That's a possibility. By 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're going to see a little bit of a break. A little bit of rain comes through, and we'll show you that here in just a second. And then behind that, this is where I get a little more concerned because we get a westerly wind tomorrow. This is noontime. Notice we've got gusts 30, maybe close to 35. And with very dry air starting to funnel in, this is where if there is a fire started or something, you throw a cigarette butt out the window and a fire starts, it can spread very quickly. So this is where we have to be very careful. And then by 7 p.m. tomorrow, we'll finally start to see the winds maybe calm just a little bit. In the meantime, there is a wind advisory in effect today. It does include San Antonio, but I would say the entire area is going to see some gusty winds. And those dew points are up, thankfully, into the 60s. So this extra humidity really does help. It's also going to set the stage for maybe a few showers and storms tonight. Outside, we've got mostly cloudy conditions, 69 degrees, south-southeasterly winds at 15, gusting to 23. Cloud cover is pretty extensive. We've got multiple layers here, so some low clouds with some high clouds over top of that. So in general, I think it's going to be a mostly cloudy day. Temperatures at this hour are in the upper 60s around Helota, 67 there, 73 Stinson, 69 Seguin, 67 in Canyon Lake. And despite the cloud cover, still think it gets warm this afternoon, probably back into the 80s. So 75 noontime. We'll call for some peaks of sun later today. 85, your high temperature with southerly winds staying gusty. And then tonight we fall back down into the 70s with mostly cloudy skies. That rain does not arrive until early tomorrow morning. And boy, do we need it. You look at the month of March, we've only picked up 1/4 inch. That is about 1.84 inches below average. And if March were to end today, this would be the driest March we've seen since 2011. And we all remember that year was a drought year for sure. And it would rank 14th driest of all time. So we're keeping our fingers crossed for some rain tonight. Here's how the futurecast looks. Again, lots of clouds today. And then by, say, 3 a.m., starting to see that broken line of showers and storms. None of this is going to be very heavy, I don't think, or at least it will be moving pretty quickly. So by 5 a.m., here it comes through San Antonio, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, and then pushing east by 6 a.m. and then out of here by 9 a.m. There could be some stronger storms north of us, but I don't anticipate any severe weather here around town. And again, the dry air funnels in tomorrow. As far as rainfall goes, probably less than 1/10 of an inch. And I know that's not what we want to hear, but that's just the situation. And as we look forward here, 85 tomorrow, 84 Thursday, 84 Friday. Some clouds over the weekend and maybe another chance of rain returning to the forecast by early next week. We'll be right back.
Introducing your 2022 Fiesta Royalty, powered by Silverado and your local San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
Hi, I'm Augie Cortez, Rayfeo 73. Viva Fiesta!
Meet this year's reigning El Rayfeo 73.
I'm just a guy that loves my family, my sons, my friends. I love to work. I'm a barbecue beer guy. I've got my 2 restaurants here in town, and people ask me all the time, what's your favorite thing to do? And you always, cold beer and barbecue, you can't go wrong.
And his message to kids when his court visits area schools?
I always ask the students to point to your heads, empower your mind, and then point to your heart and always be kind. We also believe that part of an education is also reminding each other to be ladies and gentlemen with each other.
The one thing this year's Rayfeo can claim that no other past kings can, participating in the Mardi Gras celebrations in New Orleans.
We were involved with the Bacchus Parade, and it's incredible. It's a fiesta on steroids with double-decker buses, hordes and hordes of beads thrown out into the audience. It was definitely an experience of a lifetime.
And with Fiesta being a party with a purpose, Rayfeo has an interesting view of the 10-day celebration.
I like to say it like this. We go out into the community. We talk to these students about going to school and going to college. When they come back from college, what do you think they do during Fiesta? They all come back to Fiesta and enjoy themselves with all the different events that we host. So it's this cycle that our city has created that I'm so madly in love with. It's really cool.
Away from his royal duties, Rayfeo loves to spend time in his garden.
The one thing I love to do after a long day is go home, get my water hose, and water all my plants. I'm a big plant guy. I love to harvest tomatoes, fresh chilies. That's my way to relax and wind down.
Just about 9:30. There is more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Will Smith's last shot on Chris Rock, bringing new light to a disease that affects so many women. In our next half hour, a closer look at what alopecia is.
But first, a look at some of this morning's top stories here in San Antonio.
And as we head to break, a quick check of the roads with TransGuide, looking there at I-37 in Houston and also I-35 at Evans Road. Things are moving. We'll be right back.
Top stories we are following today. One man recovering after an overnight shooting on the south side of town.
It happened around 10 last night on West Gerald Avenue, not far from West to South Cross Boulevard. And that's where police say a man in his 30s was sitting in his home when someone outside started shooting at him, hitting him in the lower back.
He was taken to a hospital and is doing okay. At this time, officers don't know if the suspect was in a vehicle or on foot.
And we have an update to a bad crash that happened in Boerne yesterday afternoon.
Boerne police confirm a 4-year-old child died in that rollover crash. Investigators say the child may not have been properly restrained, along with 2 other kids that were thrown from that vehicle.
It happened on I-10 around 2 yesterday afternoon. Police say a woman was driving a black SUV and lost control before overcorrecting and causing the SUV to roll over. No word if charges could be filed.
Go outside with live cam. 70 degrees as we ramp up for Fiesta 2022. Justin says the clouds might hang around a while.
Yeah, they're going to be around today for quite a while, I think. And we'll see maybe a little bit of sun later this afternoon, which will boost temperatures back up into the 80s. Then we'll watch for a few showers and storms tonight, and then a big-time fire danger tomorrow. So a lot to look at here. I want to show you a picture on our KSAT Connect. This is a beautiful shot. Yvonne always does a great job sending in pictures, but there you go. Dandelion. Spring is here. Starting to see everything bloom, including those oak trees, which means we're going to get that yellow film on just about everything coming up here next couple of weeks, really over the next month or so. So just a heads up there. Thank you so much for that picture. Here's a look at the water vapor, and what this shows us is we do have an approaching storm system coming in from the west. This does a couple of things. It's going to produce some very gusty winds across the plains today, so there's a critical fire danger in the Texas Panhandle. That shifts south to us coming up tomorrow, but it also produces some stronger storms across parts of Texas, and then tomorrow looks to be a pretty big time severe weather day across the southeast. Current temperatures close to 70 here in San Antonio, 70 Waco, 66 Abilene, 66 in San Angelo, so a pretty mild start. And we do have wind advisories in effect here around San Antonio today for gusts up to 35 miles per hour. You can expect gusty winds today, tonight, and again tomorrow. We'll talk about all of that fire risk, and also those chances for rain tonight. That's coming up here in just a couple minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. A quick look at the roads with TransGuide. Earlier, things looked pretty good, and right now looks well. They're at I-10 the wide. Things are also moving.
Well, everywhere you look this week, you probably see continuing commentary on what happened at the Oscars on Sunday night. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock after the comedian made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's hair.
Now, outside of opinions on the violence, there is a larger conversation about the medical condition alopecia, which Pinkett Smith has, and commentary on the hairstyles of black women.
As Alicia Beretta reports, that slap comes just days after the U.S. House passed the Crown Act, a bill that would ban discrimination against hairstyles and hair textures, mostly seen among black women.
Salon owner Tia Prescott has been empowering women through hair for nearly 15 years.
Being a black woman, or being really any woman, having a good hair day boosts your confidence.
Prescott says the altercation is further proof that the fight to create a respectful and open world for black women's hairstyle choices through federal legislation like the Crown Act continues.
We can wear these knockers, which are like hair bows to decorate our hair, or we can wear these crazy freaked out braids. But when it's time to actually get a job and go into the corporate world, I might not feel confident wearing my braids to a corporate job. I might want to pull it back in a ponytail just to be accepted at face value. In 2022, that really shouldn't be the case anymore.
The Crown Act passed the House on Friday, and it now heads to the Senate. But the conversation is also about alopecia, the autoimmune skin disease Pinkett suffers from.
There are cells in the body, inflammatory cells that attack the hair follicles and inactivate them. They don't kill them. This is not a scar.
Dr. Stephen Davis says it's a fairly common disorder that can be temporary, yet have a grave impact on the patient, as there is no cure.
It's not an infection. It doesn't cause scarring. It's probably as destructive emotionally as a dermatologic condition can be.
I hope moving forward, people will be more kind to each other and realize that no one truly likes to be the butt of a joke.
Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
9:36, about 70 degrees.
You're watching GMSA at 9. A recap of last night's close win for the Spurs against the Houston Rockets next with RJ and David. And welcome back. It's 9:40. We have the story about the couple going viral online for their decision to quit alcohol.
ABC's Janae Norman has the ups and downs of their sobriety journey after they have stuck with it for 5 months and counting.
I felt tired and grumpy at the end of today in a way that I don't normally.
I feel tired and a little bit sad right now for no reason.
They've decided to go boozeless for an entire year. Wisconsin couple Craig and China Benzine are sharing their sobriety health challenge with their 1.1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel, Wheezy Waiter.
I feel great. I feel great too.
China says she would drink 1 to 2 drinks a day, but Craig admitting that number was significantly higher for him.
I probably would have, I want to say I'd have like 20 in a week, but it's probably more like 40 or 50 in a week.
The two started the challenge on November 1st of last year, and after nearly 5 months, the couple say they began finding noticeable changes in their day-to-day lives.
When we quit alcohol, we started to crave sugar. I got tired, really tired. I noticed that I was getting fuller when I ate. I always have trouble getting enough sleep at night. That didn't necessarily improve, but when I do sleep, it felt deeper and
definitely better quality sleep.
Waving goodbye to alcohol hasn't been easy, but they offered a few tips for their subscribers.
If you decide to quit entirely, it helps to find something to replace it with. I've been drinking decaf coffee in the evenings, which I never drank decaf coffee before in my life, but I just wanted to have something different.
And they say set parameters to keep your goals realistic.
Sometimes we would do an exception for an occasion that we knew was coming up so that we wouldn't get to that point and want to have a champagne toast or something and feel like we had failed. I think just laying out all the expectations ahead of time is really helpful for anything like this.
All right, 9:42 on your Tuesday morning, 70 degrees out at the airport.
And yeah, it's still fire danger out there.
There is. This is going to be a concern, I think, for a long while. Now, the fire concern isn't as high today as it is tomorrow. Tomorrow is a day that we're going to have to watch very closely. I want to show you the fire threat here across the state. As you look up into the Texas Panhandle, there is an extreme wildfire threat today. As an area of low pressure moves in, it's going to create some gusty winds. They have very dry conditions, just like we do across the Texas Panhandle and all across West Texas. So the fire risk is going to be high there today. I'm afraid we're going to see some stories of fires breaking out there. As we get into tomorrow, this area of low pressure gets closer. We get some gusty winds out of the west, along with some drier air, and the fire threat will be elevated for us tomorrow for most of the area. So something, again, that we're going to have to keep close tabs on. As we go outside, the good news today is we have the humidity back. 69 degrees, cloudy skies, dew point is at 63, but we are seeing the gusty winds. South-southeast at 15, gusting to 23. This cloud cover, by the way, will stick around for a while. I think the clouds will break up a little bit this afternoon, but a mostly cloudy day. Dew points are in the 60s, so this is pretty humid air. In fact, it's in the muggy territory. These dew points fall off tomorrow behind that storm system that comes through. There's all the cloud cover, pretty extensive around the area. Low and mid and high level clouds working through. Temperatures 70 degrees at Port SA, 72 Castroville, 67 Comfort, 67 Canyon Lake, 71 right now in New Braunfels. And even with this cloud cover, I think temperatures still probably make it up into the 80s this afternoon. Our forecast calls for cloudy skies through the noon hour, 75. And then by 3 p.m., 82, 84 by 4 p.m., and you're at 85 by 5 p.m. When you pick up the kids this afternoon, it'll be warm, humid, a little bit muggy too, and breezy with those winds out of the south. And then tonight, staying mostly cloudy. It's past this 9 o'clock hour that we start to introduce some rain chances. But don't get too excited. The rain chances aren't looking great. Really, the bigger story is going to be the wind. We've got wind gusts, I think, today upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. This is around 6 o'clock. Seeing gusts pretty widespread, 25, close to 30. And then the winds actually pick up even more so tonight. They'll be howling. We'll see winds gusting close to 35. This is the kind of wind that can push some outdoor furniture over, or maybe push a trash can down the street by tomorrow morning. So just a heads up there. And then by tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit of a break after the rain comes through, but then the winds pick up tomorrow out of the west. Not only that, but this is going to draw in some drier air. So this is where that fire danger really kicks in. You see the wind gusts here close to 30 across Bexar County. And then by tomorrow evening, maybe dying down some. And I think by late Wednesday night, we'll see less in the way of wind, thankfully. Now let's talk rain. Cloud cover again around today. We'll fast forward to about 3 a.m. Here comes our broken line of showers and storms, and this is kind of limping in here. Just a 30% chance. Now, with that being said, I can't rule out some thunderstorms, especially as you go up I-35 and points north. And I can't even rule out a strong thunderstorm, although the conditions aren't great for severe weather. So mostly this is just going to be a quick line of rain, maybe some lightning and thunder. And then by 6 a.m., this is starting to move away, skies clear, and those westerly winds kick in tomorrow. As far as rainfall goes, less than a tenth of an inch here in San Antonio. That's it. Maybe a little bit more as you go up by 35, maybe close to 0.2 of an inch. But this is not going to be a big rainmaker for us. Extended forecast. 84 Thursday. We'll go 84 Friday. Partly cloudy skies this weekend. Another rain chance does show up Monday. And I should point out we have the Valero Texas Open starting on Thursday too. Some winds that may play a role in that. It'll be warm and maybe a little more humid by the weekend. Also need to mention, we got a medal giveaway coming up tonight. Adam Caskey will be out there at Santikos Casablanca if you want to check it out. Line starts at 4 p.m. Medals are at 6 p.m. And that's out on Alamo Ranch Parkway, guys.
Yep, Alamo Ranch right there at Loop 1604, far west side.
Yep.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you. Yay! The Spurs are rolling. Winners of 4 straight after another win on the road in Houston.
Pretty impressive. David is back with RJ to break down this win and what is next for the Silver and Black.
Those Spurs are as hot as KSAT 12 Fiesta medals.
Which are pretty hot.
Yes, they are a hot item.
Yeah. How about
Temperature
that?
rising a little bit. Spurs play rising here. Yeah, very excited to see what San Antonio's been doing. 4-game winning streak, David, all on the road.
And that's what, 5 out of 6?
Yeah, 5 out of 6.
All on the road. I mean, yeah. No,
good stuff.
They're peaking at the right time.
Definitely are. A little bit of a sticky situation last night. They were up big, kind of, what they've kind of been doing all season, roller coaster season.
How many times did somebody sitting at home watching this go, oh, here we go again. Here we go again.
Yeah. Well, and also people may have, been like, oh, Spurs up big here. We're going to take care of business. Houston's one of the worst teams in the league.
Yep.
But, San Antonio made things close.
Wake up the next day and you look at the score and go, man, they must have blown them out. That's not a blowout.
Yeah, this one got a little too close for comfort there. But DeJounte Murray, David, career high, 33 points for DeJounte. Kellen Johnson stepping up and Josh Richardson. Here's the final set of shots here that the Rockets had a chance to tie this game.
Rockets got hot.
They did get hot.
Started blasting.
Speaking of hot, yes.
Right at the end. But, DeJounte, I was kind of surprised that 33 is his career high, as well as he's been playing this year. You'd have thought he might have hit that earlier this season, but last night he hit 30. I don't know why he's upset. I mean, come on, you guys are terrible as it is. Like, man, I had a chance to finally win one and couldn't do it. So,
yeah. David, you were talking about DeJounte real quick.
Yeah.
In the month of March, averaging 25 points a game, 8.4 rebounds, 9.1 assists, and over 2 steals per game, all in March. So DeJounte's been playing pretty well.
That's all-star play right there. Jakob Poeltl, another double-double last night, 17 and 13. Josh Richardson off the bench.
Yes. Josh Richardson.
What is it, 17? Is that what he had? Yeah,
he's been
15.
playing very well. Yeah, Josh Richardson. Last 5-6 games, double figures. I think he really kind of brings just a different mentality to the team. Just a little bit of a different edge. Kind of a guy who's going to, be a good defender, and just not afraid of the moment, really. So I really like that addition.
And they've been winning since he got here.
Yeah, definitely.
So after the game last night, Keldon Johnson talked about the win.
Whatever we got to do to win, it wasn't easy. We knew it was tough. They were hitting shots. You can tell we're a little bit tired, but we dug down. DJ made some big plays. We all contributed and things like that, and we got to win. So that's all that matters.
I like that. Got to win.
It was close. Very close.
The bottom line is that's all that matters, because now they're just a half game behind the Lakers. The Lakers have slipped all the way down to that 10th spot, and the Spurs are just a half game behind the Lakers for that 10th spot. And if you look at their schedule, Spurs have 7 games left. Lakers probably have the toughest schedule out of, remember it was Portland, New Orleans, and the Spurs battling for that spot. Now it's The Spurs, the Lakers, and New Orleans battled for that spot, except New Orleans is up into the 9th spot. Lakers are 10th, and Spurs are 11th, but just a half game back. And if you look at their schedules, like I was saying, the Lakers probably have the toughest schedule of the 3 teams, Spurs, New Orleans, and LA. So
and trying to figure this out is a bit of a Rubik's Cube, to be honest. But Spurs do play the Grizzlies coming up.
Did you guys ever do a Rubik's Cube?
Did I ever figure it out, or did I have one?
Do you have one, and did you ever figure it out?
No, I didn't figure it out. Yes, I had one. I just left it there.
I figured it out too, you know?
Yeah.
You broke it apart?
With a flathead screwdriver?
Somehow it was going to get figured out.
I mean,
I liked all the different colors.
That's not cheating. It's called frustration.
It's called frustration.
No, you worked around it. That's good.
So y'all can't help us figure this thing out then if it's like a Rubik's Cube. So you'll just have to go game by game.
Yeah, Spurs Grizzlies
day to day,
tomorrow night.
game by game, just one game at a time, one quarter at a time, one play at a time.
David, switching gears a little bit, NFL news here. The NFL expanding the Rooney Rule to include more minority hires and female, possibly assistants, also on the offensive end. Interesting policy thing that they're doing here.
Women offensive assistants will definitely bring a different perspective to an offense and helping out with some play calling. It'll be interesting to see some women actually calling some plays on the sideline.
Yeah, so and they want to do this on offense because they've noticed that over the past few years, more head coaches are being hired with an offensive background. We've seen that. Obviously, offense taking over the game right now, so that's kind of the sort of the center point of this policy update.
So NFL making news and Spurs in Memphis tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
Spurs making news. So there you go.
Fantastic.
Go
Anything
Spurs,
else we can
go.
do for y'all?
That's good.
That's good.
We're
Got a
good with
Rubik's
it.
Cube for you, maybe?
Maybe. Maybe later.
Are you good at Wordle?
I'll break that one. No, but I'll break that new Rubik's Cube too.
Okay.
9:51, 70 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Temperatures are up to 71 degrees. We'll be up around 84 this afternoon. Gusty winds, lots of clouds. Chance of rain tonight. Small window for that. Don't expect much, but there could be a few rumbles of thunder overnight. Then windy, high fire danger coming up tomorrow.
Justin, you'll dig this. You're a basketball guy. There's a new study out on the best states in the union for basketball.
Can you guess? Can you guess?
Well, I'd say like Kentucky and North Carolina are.
Number one is actually California, because it's based on the state's basketball reputation, number of NBA, WNBA players, Hall of Fame inductees, number of pro and Division I college teams, and championships won in the 21st century to establish which states have the so-called richest basketball history.
And you can see that Connecticut comes in at number 2 and Texas at number 3.
Yeah, so Texas is third on the list. State has a high amount of basketball players, 214 across the NBA, WNBA, along with 8 Hall of Famer inductees.
That's right, Lone Star State. Also the home to 3 NBA teams, 3 G League teams, 1 WNBA team, and 24 Division I collegiate programs totaling 31 teams, the second highest in the country.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So
and
California, Connecticut, Texas, North Carolina, and then a couple of those other states you mentioned are also on the list.
But yeah, we had the San Antonio Spurs, right?
Go Spurs, go.
Have a good day.